everyone! Today's video is about the best entry-level supercar. I compare the Ferrari F430 F1 with the Lamborghini Gallardo. Before we start, I'm Doreen. I'm a race car driver and instructor at Exotics Racing in Las Vegas, the largest supercar driving experience in the world and, if you ask me, the coolest playground on this planet. I have both cars behind me and I think we should start with the most important, right? The driving. So I'm gonna take both cars out on the racetrack, let you know what I think about them. After, we're gonna have a look inside and outside. I talk about pricing, quality, and everything you have to know. I start with the Lamborghini Gallardo on track. Gotta warm it up first. So we have here the LP550-2, so it's the rear-wheel drive. There's also a four-wheel drive version on the market, but we have better experience with the rear-wheel drive. We have less problems with that, and I also feel it drives better. One comes with the 5.2 liter V10 engine, and as you can see in the name, it has 550 horsepower. And now we have another one, the same one, the twin, right in front. Here I have some understeering, unwind the steering wheel, and power. Upshift, brake, and downshift in there. Same here, a little bit of understeering. So this car tends more to understeer than to oversteer. The Gallardo comes with a 6-speed gearbox. Unfortunately, it has a single clutch transmission, which means when you shift, you always get a little kick in the back. You have this little brake between the shift, or that sound when it's downshifting. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, you always, when you shift, you have this little brake, so it always feels like a little kick in the back for every shift you do. But it's the same in the F430. It also has a single clutch transmission. Besides of that, the shift pedals don't move with the steering wheel. That is, I don't like that personally, because sometimes you do have to shift when you turn. Then it's hard to find them. Even though, especially the Gallardo, when you shift while you have a little steering angle, it makes the car really upset. So now I have to upshift. Where are my pedals to find them? In general, the car drives really nice. It's fast, it sticks to the road, it's very predictable, it has a little bit of understeering, but it's easy to go fast with it and it's a lot of fun. And yes, hard braking, it's really good on the brakes. Turn in, slightly understeering here. Here we are. And back on the straight. Full gas. 8,000. Perfect. And braking. Hard braking. Downshifting. What a nice engine sound. Turn in, it really sticks to the road, it's fun to drive, it's really, really a fun car. So let's do a cool down lap or two and then I'm gonna try the Ferrari F430 F1. I'm in the Ferrari F430 now, ready to take it on track. This car has a bit of a smaller engine. It has a V8, a 4.3 liter. It's a F430, so 4.3 liter, which brings 483 horsepower. The Gallardo had 550, so it's a little bit less horsepower. So, track is clear. I'm ready. Have to warm up the car first. Wow, it's so loud. It's much louder than the Gallardo. Wow. What I can already tell is that the vision in this car is better than in the Gallardo. So I feel I'm more aware of what's going on around me, especially so well balanced with the mid-engine and the rear-wheel drive. Oh my god, it's really, really nice to drive that. I don't know if you can hear me because it's so loud. I think this is the loudest car in the fleet we have. It handles so well in the turns, it's so well balanced, it's so predictable, so forgiving. It's really a lot of fun to drive this car on track. I'm hunting Audi R8 V10 Plus. Should let me overtake very soon. Or not? Yes. Here we are. And full gas. Upshift. So revs up to 8,000. When I shift, you have a little kick. I think it's a bit less than in the Gallardo. I feel the gearbox is a bit better. It's still a single clutch transmission, so it's still not the smoothest thing. No problem to get to the apex. So back on the braking, downshift, turn in. Almost no understeering. It's very stable. Early on the gas. Perfect. As I mentioned before, the car has slightly less horsepower than the Gallardo, but because I think it's better balanced, I actually feel faster in this one. It's seriously so much fun to drive this car. It's not the newest Ferrari on the market, but it handles very well. Downshifting. You see how fast I can go in the turns. And this sound, I mean this sound. Oh my goodness. I love it. So, let's do a cool down lap. I love the driving of the Gallardo. It's a nice car. It drives really, really well. It gets a little bit upset if you shift in the turns and it has a bit understeering. The F430 F1 drives even slightly better. I feel it's a little bit better balanced. It sticks to the road. It's so much fun to drive because it's so predictable, so direct, and yeah, it's just so well balanced. So I think for me, this one drives even slightly better than the Lamborghini Gallardo. Back on the start-finish line here. Now let's talk about the look outside and inside of the car. I'm gonna start with the Lamborghini Gallardo. To me, the Lamborghini Gallardo looks really timeless. You can't tell that the car is more than 10 years old. It has a really bold, sleek look, very straight lines. You have these big air intakes, very typical for Lamborghini. So I actually like the design a lot. Let's move over to the Ferrari F430 F1. It doesn't look as timeless as the Gallardo. You can definitely see it's an older model. It's a bit more round. It has not so much in common with the current models. So you can definitely see the age of this car. From the back, both of them look really nice. They both have a glass engine cover, so you can see the beautiful engines. They look quite cool from the back. Even I prefer the Ferrari F430 F1 from the back than from the front. I think it looks cooler from the back than it looks from the front. You can't tell the age of the car from the back. Same for the Gallardo. I think it's the same then from the front. It looks really bold, really cool from the back as well. Let's have a look on the inside and start with the Gallardo. First of all, I mean, you know, I have a thing for door handles. And how cool is that? Everything is sleek, you don't even see it. I love that, you know it, right? So let's hop in. First of all, Gallardo interiors can be wild. I don't know how or why, but if you look for used Gallardos, like half of them have crazy colors in their interior. For the Ferrari F430, that's not the case. They're basically, all of them are really nice, very elegant. It's either black or beige, or I don't know, brownish, whatever you call that color. For Gallardos, oh my god, I saw some really crazy one here. Have a look. So you have to really look, and it's not that easy to find a clean and elegant one inside. We were lucky, we found one. This one is basically, it's all black inside here. You just have some yellow stitches and yeah, a little bit of yellow here and there, and that's it. The Lamborghini Gallardo, I don't know why, but it's built for short people. I don't have a problem here, but if you're taller than 6 feet, there's no chance you fit in a Lamborghini. Not in a Gallardo, not in a Huracan, there's no chance. They are very, very low. There's some weird things in this car. For example, the radio button, if I drive, my seat is now perfectly adjusted to me. It's impossible to reach the radio button. So I always have to move really forward, to lean forward, and then I can reach it. It's one thing what doesn't make sense to me. The other thing what doesn't make sense to me at all is the reverse button. I think they forgot it when they built the car, so they said, oh, damn, where can we put it? The only place we have left is on the left of the steering wheel. Really, there's a button with an R on it. So I didn't look there, so it took me, I don't know, the first time I drove this car, it took me, I'm sure, 10 minutes to find this reverse button. Let's move over to the F430. Let's have a look inside the F430. The interior of the Ferrari looks a bit older than in the Lamborghini, same from the outside, it's the same inside as well, but it's very tasty. You hardly find crazy configurations inside. It's either black or this brownish, what we have here. And the one we have here looks really nice. We have a lot of carbon everywhere that gives it a little bit of this racy look. I love the steering wheel with the start button and with the manettino to switch your drive modes. The buttons are in a position where they absolutely make sense. Thumbs up, Ferrari. And it has a lot more headspace in here than it has in the Gallardo. I'm back outside with the two beauties behind me, and yeah, let's talk about pricing a little bit. If you want to buy a good used one, let's say under 5,000 miles, a nice interior, nice add-ons, you need approximately $110,000 for the Gallardo and for the F430. So it's a similar price to get one. Important to say is that if you want to buy a Gallardo, you need to make sure you buy the second generation. I think they started 2005, 2006, but not 100% sure about that. But the first generation was built by Lamborghini themselves. You can get one already for $70,000, but the lower price also indicates the lower quality. So if you want to get one, make sure you buy the second generation, because Audi took over Lamborghini, and with that, the quality improved. Another good thing that Audi took over Lamborghini is not just that the quality of the car improved, it's also that the Lamborghini shares a lot of parts with other cars in the Volkswagen family. I'm not 100% sure about that neither, but I think the engine in the Gallardo is the same engine than in the Audi RS6 from 2009-10, this model. So it just shows that if you have a problem with your Gallardo, it's much easier to find parts for it. They're much cheaper, it's much easier to get them. For the Ferrari, I mean, the Ferrari stopped the production for the F430 F1, so it's much harder and with that also much more expensive to get parts in case something goes wrong with your car. So guys, finally I'm gonna answer the question, which one is better? In my eyes, I prefer the driving of the Ferrari F430. It's a little bit better than in the Gallardo. The look, I think it's the Gallardo. For me, it's more timeless. Normally, I'm a Ferrari girl, not so much a Lamborghini fan, but the look of the Gallardo is, to me, better, more timeless than the F430. And then on top, it's just easier to get parts, it's easier to fix, it's cheaper to fix. So if I would have to choose one, I would pick the Lamborghini Gallardo. Let me know your opinion. Which one do you prefer of the both? Now you got a little bit more details, a little bit more insights about both cars. So let me know in the comments which one you would choose. And you know what, as always, if you liked the video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to follow me on my other social media channels. And then yeah, hope to see you soon.